Anyway, 37-20 49ers over Green Bay, and it wasn't even that close. I think Rob will even admit that. Not trying to even be funny, but the thing I want to get to, Jimmy Garoppolo throws 8 passes.
Yeah, 6 for 8,
77 yards.
Yeah, but when you have a guy rushing for 220, you could throw 8 passes in the game.
Raheem Mostert became a star.
Yes.
220 yards, 4 touchdowns. But the point I want to make, Rob, is about Tom Brady. I have said, I know everybody's wondering, where is Brady going to end up? Indianapolis, Tennessee, the Chargers. You know, where do they think he'll go? I am saying he may end up in any of those places or somewhere else. But the best place for him and the best scenario for the Patriots is that they bring Tom Brady back and they put some weapons on the outside for him. That's what they need to do, because Jimmy Garoppolo, I actually think Garoppolo is a really good quarterback. He does make a couple mistakes a game that can end up in interceptions, but he has proven to be a winner. Even when he went to the Niners and they weren't this good, he was winning immediately. So I like Jimmy G. But he proved yesterday and even in their first playoff game that you can still win with Tom Brady, because this guy just won the NFC Championship against one of the greatest quarterbacks ever by throwing it 8 times. So if you give Brady a defense, which they have in New England, you give him an offensive line, which I think they have when healthy, which they should be next year. Give him some weapons on the outside, not these pedestrian guys that you can get for bargain basement prices. Give him some real talent on the outside, and you can still win with Tom Brady.
No way, no how. Tom Brady is washed, gonna be 43 years old. And I know that looks good unless you got a guy rushing for 220 yards. Tom would have to throw more than just 6 for 8. We saw Tom win a Super Bowl by basically stinking up the joint. No touchdowns, 1 pick, 1 interception. Chris, it sounds good, but it ain't. If that was really the case, there's no way he would have cleaned out his locker at Foxborough. Cleaned out the suite.
He's definitely back. I mean, I'm saying what they should do.
If they looked at it the way that you are talking about is what I'm saying, is if they can look at it and go, oh yeah, well we can still win with Tom Brady. He wouldn't be packed up.
12 games.
He wouldn't be packed up and moving. But again, they didn't beat any good teams, or not enough good teams to make you feel good about where Tom Brady is. I get it. It's hard to let go of the past. It's hard to think that he can't do just enough. We saw Peyton Manning win a Super Bowl when he looked like the Tin Man and had 91 yards and no touchdowns. But that was on the back of that defense in Denver. So all I'm saying to you,
New England's got a tough defense. They do. Tennessee with Derrick Henry running crazy, they scored, 14? Was it 14? What was the score of that game?
The defense only gave up 14 points at home. I got that.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm just
the defense is legit. And I know he's not the Tom Brady of old.
That's all. He's going to be 43 next year.
You can still win with him. Why start all over with who? Jarrett Stidham? Who?
No, but I don't. But maybe they go out and they finally go and decide that they're going to get a stopgap. I don't know. Is it out of the question?
Let him be a stopgap.
Is it out of the question to go sign a free agent quarterback?
No, it's certainly. I mean, they're going to have to do that if they let Brady go. But I'm saying let him be your stopgap. They were 12-4. Now I agree. They didn't have the toughest schedule, but I always feel good about 12-4.
But it's just like the Patriots' way, Chris, and this is what we were talking about a team trying to sustain stuff. They've always let people go too early rather than too late, because that's what usually happens. You have something good going. You want to hold on to it. There comes a time you need to make that move, and I'm just telling you, the Patriots know it. Tom Brady knows it. The time has come. It doesn't negate the last 20 years and all that he's done, and he's just like every other quarterback, Chris, in this league. Great quarterbacks. They finished up elsewhere. It ain't nothing wrong with it. It doesn't mean that Tom Brady, if he wants to continue to play, Tom Brady could have walked out. Talking about leaving earlier than too late, Chris, right? Tom Brady could have walked out after Super Bowl number 5 when he had that great comeback against Atlanta. Can you imagine walking out on that, coming back from
Why should
28
he
to
have?
3.
He
I'm just
won
saying.
another one.
No, I'm saying you could have walked because sometimes it is better to leave where people
You
see
think it
you
would
in
have
that.
been better for him to leave after
If he
his
lo-
5th Super Bowl
Yeah, because
win? Really?
Yeah, because he
then,
had.
then to win his 6th?
The last one, to me, he won by happenstance.
He won. You should have stopped
It
after
was by
he
happenstance.
won.
It was
You
by-
only needed two words in that sentence.
was by-
He won. You're the one. You're the one. This is why you're the McCoat. The most inconsistent brother of all time.
I'm not
on the boat. I thought it's your quote. Short menu. Wins or losses. You killed him when he threw for 505 and lost.
Well, he gave up
against
the football
Eagles.
with 2 minutes. He choked.
And
you remember
kill
that?
him when he wins and throws for 200 or whatever he threw for. He won. He was the director of the symphony. That's what he was.
But his baton was broken.
And I'm telling you, all I'm saying, look, I think Kansas City is, they were my preseason pick to win it all, and I feel good about them. San Francisco's going to be tough. But I don't think, New England will win the AFC next year. I think Kansas City will be there. The Ravens will be there. Someone, maybe Tennessee, who knows? Somebody else will come up too to be a tough team. So I'm not saying I don't think they'll win it, but I'm saying why start all over?
Well,
you can
because-
still be very good with him. Go get your backup. Go get your heir apparent like they did with Garoppolo. But let Tom play it out. And if next year, if they go 9-7, 8-8, maybe even have a losing record, or he doesn't play, he's horrible. Because this year he was just so-so. But if he's horrible, then you can move on.
Do you want to be the guy that have to bench Tom Brady this season? He come
Well,
back,
you don't have to
right?
bench him.
I'm saying if he plays
Next
poorly,
year,
and it's
why
like
would you
Eli,
bench him
because
come on.
say if
He's
they get
not
a
like
quarterback
Eli.
and he's like
nothing
Eli, and then do you want that to happen where they bench him and Tom Brady's in a Patriots uniform and Bill Belichick says, "Hey, buddy, come out of the game."
He's nothing like Eli, Rob.
I'm just saying.
You're making junk up.
But I'm saying at
Eli's
43,
been bad for the last 7-8 years.
he beat Tom Brady twice.
Yeah, what was the last one? 9 years ago.
Don't matter.
Yeah, it does
He's
matter.
2-0 against Tom Brady.
Brady's 6-3 against everybody.
He's
right,
he's
so
2-0
stop it.
against what? Give him credit.
I'll give him credit, but no, that's my point. That I do think, that he's moving on. Not because he wants to, but because New England may, not want to bring him back.
It looks
It'll
like
be
that,
up to
doesn't it?
Robert Kraft.
I mean,
unless Robert Kraft steps in, which I think is very possible, then I think he'll be gone.
But they could have kept him, Chris, when
Oh,
they
of
gave him
course.
that 3-year deal where the 2 years weren't
the deal
guaranteed.
was smart. He's 42
No,
years old.
I know, but I'm just saying.
He is at the level, at an age, I should say, well, you got to prove it every year.
But I'm just
I
saying.
can't count on you be good for
But
the
if
next
they
3
would have
years.
said, dude, you're playing, you'll never wear anybody else's uniform. We're going to give you a 3-year deal. This is the pay. We're going to give you, even if you don't live up to the contract, Chris, we'll give it to you because you took less your entire career. You never were paid as a top quarterback like everybody else.
Wouldn't have been smart.
Well, but they could have done that.
That's what the Lakers did with Kobe Bryant.
And it cost him.
He got paid throughout his career, but they gave him the,
But Brady never got the big
contract,
money
right.
like that. I'm just saying.
He still was fine. He made $23 million. I'm not going to shed a tear for him. He's fine. All right, but my point is, I think it's smart of them not to give him a 3-year deal. And he should understand that. You're 42 years old.
You don't feel like
Every
that.
year
You know that.
got to get it done.
You still feel like all this stuff I did for you all these years, and you
He has
grappling
not
over.
been treated like a typical superstar.
You got to give me right. Okay, so now he's in his feelings now. Tom Brady. He realized he made a mistake. That he was
Made
probably
a mistake?
he was dumb
How'd
to
he
take
make a
less
mistake?
money. He
He's
was
won
dumb.
6 championships.
He was dumb to take less money.
And he's filthy rich.
That's all right. He was
He
dumb.
won 6. If he can't be happy making $20 million
So
a
why
year,
you want
then
more
he can't
money
be
now?
happy, period.
Why you want more money now? Then he should play for nothing and just to stay there.
See, you got to go from one extreme to the other.
What?
Why you got to play? Now it's either $20
You
million
said
or
he's
play for nothing.
You said he's filthy rich.
But that doesn't mean you should play for nothing.
But what is another $10 or $15 million
You
going to
wanna
do for
be
Tom Brady?
respected.
His wife is a gazillionaire. She's
you don't
making all
want
the
to be
money.
taken advantage of. That's what he's saying. I get that. You don't have to break the bank, but don't take advantage of me. I'll work with you.
The next contract negotiations here, I'll take less to keep the show together. if that'll help you.
All right, I'm gonna have my agent get on that pronto. All right, it's the Odd Couple.
We wish
hear
Rob
from
G
you.
would think that way, but you never know. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Rob G got plans.
You know, he want money.
877.
Hey, I'm just saying, me and Alex are very happy that you're willing to take less for Chris Broussard. Well, we're back here, shopping at Marshalls.
Hey, you know what?
Grinding.
We'll take care of you. Chris will give up some of his money for you guys.
Grinding. 877-99 on Fox. On that note, let's go to the callers. 877-996-6369. Your turn to weigh in. Did Jimmy G's pedestrian, and that's putting it kindly, performance in the NFC title game prove that the Patriots can still win a Super Bowl with Tom Brady at quarterback? I'm just saying they can still win and be good. But I'm riding with my homeboy and Lamar and all that in the AFC. But they can still be good. They can still be a contender. Is the best play for Brady to stay, for the Patriots to keep him? Let's start with Jeff in Oregon. You're on with Chris and Rob.
Chris, there is no way that Tom Brady stays in New England. There ain't no way.
No how.
Because of him or them? You think he wants to go, or they just won't bring him back?
I think both. I don't think he wants to be there. The only landing place for that guy right now, first of all, he should have retired 4 years ago.
Stop it!
Yes!
He won a Super Bowl
Right after
last year.
Right
What
after
are you
that Super
talking
Bowl
about?
against Atlanta, that's when he should have retired.
He would have
Yeah,
5. Why?
Hey,
Hold on.
look,
Explain that.
Look, Rob is genuinely 90% of the time he's wrong, but he is dead on with this.
Brady won a Super Bowl last year. If you want to say he should have retired after last year, okay.
No, after the fifth when he won that Super Bowl and he was 28-3 and they came back against Atlanta, you walk out on that. You got more Super Bowls than Joe Montana. You're already past him, right? You're great. He didn't need the 6-1.
6 he did. I think for a lot of people he needed, because let's face it, his statistics, relative to the league haven't been what Montana's probably were.
Jeff, thanks for the call. What about Chris in Irvine? You're California. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
What's
I'm
up,
originally
man?
from Connecticut, but I am a big Patriots fan, but I think it's best for him to move on
Chris,
for the organization.
Chris, where in Connecticut? Just curious, where?
Oh, I lived in Bristol for a little bit, but
Okay.
I grew up in Cheshire.
I got it.
But
So
actually,
you
I
think
used to
it's
live
best
next
for
to
the-
ESPN when you were both there.
Yeah. That was. We got some great memories from Bristol.
Yes, wings over Bristol. Great place.
Wings over Bristol and J. Timothy's. Love
Yes.
those
And
places.
Smoking with Chris. Wasn't that what it was called?
Great place in
Oh,
Southington.
yeah.
I love
There
that
we
place.
You know that place in
Oh,
Southington?
man.
Yes.
Oh, I was
Yep.
always
I lived in Southington, too, for a bit.
Smoked ribs. They were delicious.
All right.
So,
but go ahead.
I
So
think-
you think it's better for the Patriots if he moves on and go to
Yeah,
Jared
I think
Stidham?
all franchises start over. Look at Oklahoma City this past year in the NBA. They moved on from Westbrook because they realized they were only going to get to a certain level. So I think when the standard is title or bust for the precedent Brady set, I think it's best they start over. And finally, to Rob's point, it would have been better if he retired after his 6th Super Bowl. I think he should have retired last year.
Rob said after his 5th.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
fine
Rob.
with you saying after
Should Michael
6.
Jordan have retired in 97
Right.
after he beat the Jazz
No,
one time?
Chris, the
Or
only
should he
reason
have retired in 98 after he won at 6?
The only
Come
reason
on,
I
Rob.
say that, Chris, and we appreciate the call, is that he wasn't that great. Like
He threw
in
for
that-
505
No.
the next year in the playoffs.
What, they
in
lost?
the Super Bowl. So he showed he still could play, and then the next year they win it.
But
Enough said, mic drop.
No, he fell. All right, John in Texas, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Put your hand down.
Where's Alex the vegan when you need him? John in Texas,
How
you're
y'all
on with
doing?
Chris and Rob.
What's up?
man?
Hey, I just wanted to say, me and my friend are actually doing a podcast because of y'all on the show, so I just wanted to do something y'all are doing.
Thank you.
What I'm mentioning is, what they're not saying is they keep having rumors of Josh McDaniels is going to claim or some other baloney. Most likely what would happen is McDaniels stays in New England, probably plays 1 or 2 more years. They revert to their, I believe, 6th-round draft pick, and Jason Stitham, I can't remember his name exactly.
Jared Stidham.
They move. He becomes a star solely in the next year or two, and then they continue to do what they continue to do as long as Belichick stays there. But also, what nobody is talking about, Tennessee, if I remember correctly, has about 20-something upcoming free agents that are going on the market this year.
No,
When that
I've heard
happens,
there's been talk
that's
of
just
him.
not gonna
Yeah,
happen.
go to Tennessee. But if you're Tennessee, Rob, would you bring back Ryan Tannehill as, say, a franchise quarterback, the franchise tag, or go with Brady. I almost think franchise Tannehill, see if he can do it again next year. I wouldn't give him a big
The chemistry is so good and what they were able to accomplish, you almost want to leave it intact. But that's what you call
just
did.
1 year. I wouldn't give him a big
but
contract.
Minnesota did that when they thought
Keenum?
Well, when Keenum gave him that great year and then they lost, they figured, let's go get a better upgrade to quarterback because the defense was good, and they gave Cousins all that money, and it didn't work out. But I don't know. I like the Tennessee team, and I don't know if you should mess with it. You might do with that. I think Brady and the Chargers are really. You don't like the Chargers? They got receivers.
I like
Chris.
it for.
They run the
him.
football.
They got a lot for him.
Right?
I'm looking at it from a Patriots standpoint. I don't think Stidham's ready. And so, again, obviously I'm not at their practices watching him, but I'm saying you probably want him in the system for a couple years before you put him as a starter. One more year with Brady. They're not going to win the Super Bowl next year, but they'll be good, be in the playoffs, and then maybe Stidham will be ready. Let's go to Jason in Fort Myers. You're on with Chris and Rob.
Jason.
Hey, how you guys doing? Happy Martin Luther King Day to both
Thank
of
you,
you.
brother.
Thank you,
You
Jason.
too.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. And that being said, in response to the question, Rob, say it with me.
No way. No how.
No how.
All the Brady haters
should Brady come back there? And I just want to ask you, Chris, do you think only throwing 6 or 8 passes a game is the answer to Brady being last against the blitz this year?
No, look.
Yes, thank you.
No,
Thanks, Jason.
Look,
Thank you.
I would not predict if Brady does get back, and even if they get OBJ in a trade or whatever, I wouldn't predict that they'll win the AFC. I would give them a chance, especially if they upgraded like OBJ at a receiver. I'd give them a chance. That's why if I'm them, I'm bringing him back, and I'm going to get me a stud receiver. What's happening, y'all? It's Chris Broussard.
I'm Rob Parker.
And we are
The Odd Couple. Check us out as often as you can on YouTube.
And always remember, I'm Oscar, and he's Felix.
Oh, man. Are you serious?